Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second episode of The First Descendant. Yeah, that sounds about as weird as I expected. But yes, we are back with The First Descendant once again. And I can confirm that, yes, it is a good game. A friend has, sort of let me play on their account, so I am now armed with some knowledge of what I'm doing, and I did say when we first started this last episode that this is a free-to-play live service game, but it has microtransactions. There is theoretically a bottom of the barrel where there are microtransactions you would need to buy. We have not found it. I have not found it. The person who's let me play another character they have unlocked on their account, they haven't found it, and that other account is well into the game, like through the first two entire sections of the game, and it doesn't seem like microtransactions are really necessary. There is a bit of grindiness to the game. Not really though, but there are a few things that you can sort of skip over. Oh dear. Oh, my internet does not like getting into the game. Oh no. Oh no. Are you okay there, buddy? You can do this, I promise. I know there's like a million other people. It is an online lobby after all. Okay. We are actually here. Good. So then, yeah, this is essentially our hub that we have. So this is sort of like, the backyard, the home base, the ship, whatever you want to call it. This is where we'll be going after all of our missions. And oh boy, it is a very small area, but there is a lot all packed in at once. So we're going to have to do our next mission, go over there to the guide, a mysterious deity encountered upon interacting with the Ironheart. Its voice and form can only be picked up by descendants carrying Arche. Even fewer are able to sense it. Okay. And yes, we can set waypoints in this game with the X button, so yeah, may as well do that since that's where we're gonna have to be going. But first, there are going to be a few things I want to explain. Well, I mean, honestly, there are so many different things going on. For now, I want to explain the storage box, because after all, this is a looter shooter, and sometimes you're not going to actually be able to grab all of that loot, I find. Bag space can be a bit of an issue. But with this handy-dandy storage box robot thing, then yeah, we can actually store some of the items that we get. So, any weapons that we get, we are able to store in here. So, if we go to the inventory tab, I don't think it will show equipped weapons. No, I don't think those count. But once we start actually picking up loot and other things like that, that will show up. Yeah, there is quite a few different types of pieces of equipment that we'll have to go over. And quite often, you'll need to store some of that, and so this is where you'll actually be going to do that. Now, I actually also wanted to find the mailbox, which is right over here. Yeah, lots of boxy robots that we use over here. Mailbox, okay. You can receive items that have passed HQ's security protocols. This applies to rewards from missions you have completed but have been unable to collect due to personal reasons and items specially issued by HQ. So what they mean by have been unable to collect due to personal reasons basically means you ran out of bag space. Now, fun fact, they actually... Yeah, where are the... Oh no, I think the maintenance protocols thing went down at some point. Yeah, I guess so. That's very curious. So, in case you didn't know, they actually gave out a, XP and, coin or currency gaining boost for those who played it on the first day. I did, but then I haven't played again on this account for quite a while, so I don't think I got that mail in time. But yeah, they actually had an issue where their servers just completely died on them. Like, completely. So they actually gave a XP and coin gaining boost to everyone. It was only, like, lasting for 3 days, but, yeah, that was very nice of them. Now, here, I'm not sure why I didn't participate in any of the betas. I certainly haven't reached level 20. Or done a Void Intercept battle on hard mode of any degree. Maybe I'll wait on grabbing those then, because I don't know why those are there. It's a very new game, there may be some glitches. But yeah, basically, they've also given out a few other strange little items, like emotes, because you can actually do that in this game. I probably won't be needing that whatsoever, but you know what? I'll grab it. Because, well, why not? It can't possibly hurt you. Prefix title things, I'm not even sure what those are. But hey, we got a high five. And you know, if you're really liking the video so far, you should hit that high five button on the video. I realize it's not a high five, it's a thumbs up, but you know what I mean. More importantly, the subscribe button should be hit really hard. But yeah, I'm not sure why they're giving out these two. I haven't done either of those things. I think I'll just for the sake of courtesy and legitimacy, I'll leave those in the mailbox until then. Of course, this is just a look pretty. A trendsetter, custom made for the super fast bunny. 'Cause yes, fun fact, Bunny, the person we did the mission with last episode, is actually a character you can play. And they're actually decently fun. So go ahead, grab that. But I'm gonna leave these two in because I don't think they should really be here right now. I don't know why that is how it is. Now then, there is also, of course, the mail you receive. But there is also the communication box. Now, from what I can tell, you can't actually use it to send messages to anyone. And to be fair, I don't think that's really necessary. I think this is probably a PC-specific thing, because on PC, it's not actually very easy to send messages to other players unless the game you're playing has a built-in system for that. But see, here on an Xbox, and I'm pretty sure it's this way on PlayStation 2, we have that ability. We can make chats and send messages to each other. So, yeah, we've kind of already discovered that technology is the thing. But it is very nice that they have that here. And of course, this is the Lost and Found. Now, of course, it's currently empty because we haven't done any missions yet. We are about to fix that. So, yeah, this is essentially the main lobby area of the game, and we're gonna be going over just about everything in here, but for now, you know, kinda gotta get some missions done for, you know, any of the things you can do in here to even be necessary or available. It's definitely a interesting looking map, that's for sure. A very nice snowy mountain look to it. That is for absolute certain. Hello there, guide. This bright burning ball of pain? I guess I just described the sun. Yeah, the guide is the sun, sure.
No matter what, the
So, yes, mysterious deity, encounter upon interacting with the Ironheart. Yes, we do know all this. So then, our next mission, New Hope.
To those descendants who have connected to me, thank you for answering my call. This is Albion, the last bastion of humanity. Many lives have been laid before the Ironheart. I wish to help humanity. My system can locate the Ironheart. However, my functions were damaged after I was separated from it. If I can access the data left by my creators, the ancestors, I should be able to find a way to restore my system. I appeal to all descendants who can hear my voice. Please help me to restore my system. Take me to the ancestors' facility.
A system that can find the Ironheart. What is it exactly? Alpha, it looks like the guide is speaking to another descendant nearby. I've uploaded the details of the conversation to the command console.
Based on this, the guide seems to be more AI than spiritual being. Any descendant who's been contacted by the guide, please report to HQ immediately. Nell, as a non-descendant, how do you feel about this phenomenon?
I believe it holds sufficient strategic value to be of interest.
Alright then, so yeah, now we need to talk to Alpha at HQ. Yes, that is the guy who will be giving out most of our missions. His name is Alpha. Sadly, he is not a wolf. I've looked at him. He has the temper of one sometimes. Now, before we get to the mission, I should probably actually look at our inventory menu and explain some of the craziness that's going on. I was about to say nonsense. It's not really nonsense, but it's just a bit to think about sometimes. So, as you can see down here, we can actually see our stats. So, yeah, firearm attack. So, that is essentially bonus damage that you can get with whatever weapon you have. And of course, we also have skill power. So, things like the grenade ability that we used and the weird overclock thing, the skill power stat actually increases that. And of course we have defense. Now defense works a bit weirdly in this game. Apparently it's a very potent stat. So it essentially is a stat that reduces the opponent's attack. So every NPC in the game, and of course you, will get some points in their attack stat. This is essentially cutting it down on that bonus. The maximum efficiency for effects that reduce defense is 80%. So that means that sometimes you'll run into enemies who have abilities to actually cut down on your defense stat, but you'll never be able to lose that last 20%, which is very interesting because I've actually been playing another game recently, an MMO, where I actually have a character setup that can get a enemy's defense all the way down to 5%. And it's kind of ridiculous. So this game actually kind of avoids that pitfall, which I'm very happy to see. Now then, max shield indicates the maximum shield. Shield isn't recovered when hit. So, yeah, I didn't see it earlier because we never actually took any damage, I don't think, during the tutorial mission. I promise the game gets more difficult than that. But shield is sort of like this more important health bar on top of your regular hit points. The shields will actually regenerate over time. In fact, they can regenerate rather quickly as you level up, as long as you're not being directly shot at. You need to actually be away from taking damage for a little bit to actually recover your shields. Now, the next we have is the max HP. indicates the maximum hit points. Descendants die when their HP falls to 0. So yeah, that is essentially a bonus to how much damage you can take. Now, unlike shields, your actual hit points don't regenerate by themselves. See, when we were doing last mission, there were a few things that dropped from the enemies, but it was only things like resources, like MP and also HP. So you need these little bread cubes on the ground is how they will look, and you'll need to run over those to actually recover any of your hit points. So do bear that in mind. Now then, we also have max MP. MP is a resource consumed when using normal skills and not recoverable in battle. That's interesting, I actually didn't know that until just now looking at this stat. So you need to be out of combat to recover your ability using resource. That is fascinating. Now then, of course, we do have our weapons here, and oh wow, yeah, there's definitely a lot to consume here. So that is our regular rifle, the Ominous Hound. Definitely love the names of the weapons in this game, for the most part. They definitely seem to be hound people. But yeah, here we can see its actual firearm attack damage, so it's at about 30, pretty decent. It has 31 rounds per magazine, and a fire rate of 600 rounds per minute. Now, there's actually a particular type of gun you can find that has a lot of rounds per magazine and a high fire rate. I'm hoping to get it at some point. I think it's called a Cygnus. I think that's what it's called. But for now, yeah, the Ominous Hound will definitely do. And also, we have our Nightmare Hound. So, yeah, it has a firearm attack of 84. It's got 18 rounds per magazine and a fire rate of 180. Not bad. And also, when we get into the actual missions and start fighting enemies with these weapons, you can actually get a proficiency level with these different weapons that you have in the game, which essentially, I'm pretty sure all it does is increase your damage, but it can make a big difference as you stack up a lot of proficiency. And it is individual for the type of weapon. So this is a Nightmare Hound, and we will actually be able to get higher level versions of this type of gun over time. And the good thing is the proficiency level is for the Nightmare Hound itself. So as we do better and get more kills and experience with this Nightmare Hound, any one we get in the future will keep the proficiency. But the proficiencies don't carry over between the different weapons. So what I mean by that is, any proficiency we get on this Nightmare Hound, even though it's a scout rifle, I'm pretty sure even if we get another type of scout rifle, well, it's not going to carry over the proficiency. It is for the name weapons specifically, not for the class of weapon, not for the ammo it uses, because yes, the different weapons use different ammos. It is specific to the weapon itself. So do keep that in mind, that if you just switch to a completely different weapon, you may find yourself very lacking in damage, at least for a little while. So, yeah, the Ominous Hound here, it uses general rounds. Yes, you can actually run out of ammo in this game. So, do bear that in mind. And the different ammos have different rarities of when they drop. The general rounds, any weapon that has general rounds is always going to be very safe to use. You're not really going to be hurting for them very often. The Nightmare Hound, I should say, not so much. It uses impact rounds. Now, these ones aren't the rarest to find. The ammo types that I've seen are general, very easy to get. Impact and special rounds Those two are sort of in the medium to get. And then if we come down to this weapon, the Gangster, the shotgun, it uses high power rounds. These things are very rare, so do not count on any weapon that uses them. So yeah, this thing has 9 rounds per magazine, a firearm attack of 42, and a fire rate of 55. Yeah, this thing shoots really slow. So yeah. Now, once we get other weapons, then you'll be able to press A on whichever weapon you want to swap out, and you'll find all the different weapons here. And there's also even all these different ways to sort them out, because yes, you can get quite a lot of them, as you can imagine with a bag space of 75. Yeah, that's quite a lot. So, there's also the reactor. Now, there are a lot of these external components. They're not going to give these to us super quick. A lot of them are more later on type things. But we do have these Burning Mechanics Reactor. So this gives a bonus to fire skills and tech skills. See, each of the characters have these 2 different types that they have. So Lepic is actually considered a fire skill attribute primarily, and he also has tech skills. So this will give us some bonuses to each of those. These will give us, the reactors, they will give us a lot of skill power. Like, this one only gives 21. That's going to get much more potent and a lot higher later on. And they also give you your major sub-attack power, which is your melee hit. So, that is everything here for the time being. Now, one other thing I'll go over right now, straight away, is the Descendant. So, yes, you can see all your Descendants here. List of all Descendants. Press the down on the right stick button to open the Descendants list. Portraits of own Descendants have been activated. The Descendant displayed at the very front is the Descendant that is currently active. Click on a Descendant for more information. Okay, that's good. Descendant skills, yep, they all have individual battle styles. Hover over the cursor skill icon for more information. And a video. That's new. Don't remember them saying there's a video of them showing the skills. Select Descendant. If you'd like to use the selected Descendant, click the Use button to change the Descendant. Okay. Acquiring Descendant. Yes, you can acquire new Descendants through research. Research with 1 S. Visit Aeneas in Albion. Okay then. So, yes, you do have to actually unlock a lot of the Descendants, and they're what takes a lot of time generally. So, yes, there's a list of all the Descendants. There's a good few of them. And, yeah, this is something I need to mention. Viessa and Ajax, the other 2 that they show you at the beginning, do not start unlocked. So you're actually making a very important choice there with that first mission of which of these Descendants you're going to have unlocked straight away and be playing as for a decent majority of the game. So that is what I came in here to actually warn you of is, yes, you're actually making a very important decision. So let's go ahead and actually get into the mission so that we can actually get ourselves to a point where we can unlock other Descendants. Fun Rituals. What a intimidating player name. Okay then. All the way down here, and this is where we'll be picking up missions. Very well guarded room. And hey look, there's even Bunny over there. Hi. Alright Alpha, what do you got for us?
Just get to the point.
Served as a Descendant for 40 years. As current Supreme Commander of Albion, he now issues combat orders to other Descendants. Okay then.
I didn't expect you to be speaking to the guide. I thought you were headed straight to HQ. Well, first off, well done on the mission. It was a difficult one. Corell showing up in person, even I was concerned. Since your operation, a strange phenomenon has affected descendants. When you said there was hope, were you talking about the guide?
I think so,
To be
anyway.
honest, I suspect that the guide is either a new Vulgus weapon or a new enemy. It's clever claiming to be able to find the Ironheart for us. Who wouldn't want to believe that, if they're desperate enough? That is how traps are laid. Everything has a price. My staff officers, however, seem to have a different opinion. Enzo and Nell have proposed verifying the guide's credibility by fulfilling her requests. And the truth is, we currently lack any leads on the Ironheart. Enzo and Nell have determined that if the guide can close the gaps in our knowledge, it will be worth it. Luckily, there is an Ancestors facility within the territory we occupy. We plan on making contact with the guide there. Descendant, this is your next mission. I would like you and Bunny to bring the guide to the Ancestors facility in Kingston. Deploying the Descendants who have been in closest contact with the Ironheart is our best bet. Bunny, I know you're recovering from your injuries, but I'm sure you understand the importance of this. I'll order the Investigative Corps to provide support. I hope we see some results, whatever the outcome may be.
Bunny, you'll need to equip a new suit before you leave. I've already notified the Ordnance Department.
The new suit. It won't be taken out of my pay, right?
Yes, it
It
will.
will be deducted from your pay, naturally.
Ow, damn it.
Okay then. So, open world map. So, up on the D-pad, for us console peasants, you see. So then, this is going to be our world map. Dear God, yeah, there is definitely so many different areas. It's fairly small so far. But to be fair, it is a live service game that is very likely to change over time. So then, hello, Kingston. So this is going to be our first region, basically. Check the terrain and mission locations in the Kingston zone. Move to the desired area through the outpost. Check the mission start location for those icons. The next battlefield will open once 100% progress is reached. So, yeah, the progress bar here, a little hard to see because the tutorial is still up, but the progress bar there is essentially telling you how close you are to completing all the missions in this section of the region. So far, it seems like all of the regions have 4 sections to them. So, yeah, that is how it will be sort of going. Select public or private mode for the zone you wish to enter. Yes, this is very important. Private allows you to play alone or with your party, while public allows you to play with all other players. Okay then. So, yeah, we will be going into the Destruction, then I think the next section is Fallen Theater, and then... Oh no, Kingston actually only has 3 sections, I believe. Yeah, it does. And then the last area will be the Grand Square. So, yeah, we'll be going into these little sections, doing things that will kind of help the main story of the mission. And they will overall have us complete the sort of operation that is going on in whatever region it is. So, let's go ahead and let's switch to public. Now, just so you know, when you enter the area, then you will officially not be able to switch it from public or private. So whatever is on, it will be stuck at. So you actually need to go ahead and warp all the way back to Albion, your home area, for when you want to change the public-private settings. So we're going to switch to private, because I just find it a lot more fun of a challenge that way, because if you go into public, then all the other players are out there at all times, and it means that they will be able to kill the enemies from your mission, which does sound like a good thing, and yes, it makes the game so much easier, because there is actually no section of the game that I've found in any manner whatsoever where you can't do it publicly. So it's an easy way out of, a tough mission, but it also means you won't be able to get any XP from the enemies you kill, because other players will be getting a lot of damage on them, and so it'll be spreading the XP out, thereby meaning you're getting less. And so it means that future enemies will be even harder, meaning you find more incentive to go into the public mode, and yeah, you can see how that sort of snowballs. It means that you can't really get ahead of the enemy. Like, an example I can find just from games I've done on the channel is with Fuga. I've always done the most difficult route I can go down, and what that's resulted in is, yes, the game is being quite ball-busty at times, but it means that I'm higher level than some of the other enemies, and certainly the bosses. And so you're going to find a very similar situation here with the first Descendant. So yeah, we'll be wanting to fight as many of the enemies as possible ourselves. Now, I will warn you though, the game was meant to be played with other people, it seems. So there will quite often be points where the game is way harder than it feels like maybe it should be. And that's because it kind of is. So, yeah, you definitely need to keep that in mind. The game will get harder. Not every mission will be like the tutorial mission. It will very quickly ramp up to a appreciable difficulty. And then later on it will just go insane. It will get insane before we even leave Kingston. Let me just tell you straight away. So I will see you when the game has finished loading. Not new to long load times, but definitely not welcoming them. They're like a toxic relationship. They're that sort of partner where you're always glad when they leave, because they're just so insufferable. That's how long load times are for me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it gives you a chance. You can get up, get a drink, eat some food. But, it's not... It kind of can take you out of the game when you have a load time that's a bit too long, you know what I mean? Good morning, Kingston. And pop, there we are.
Welcome, Descendant. Please, do not be alarmed. My appearance has been configured to facilitate communication. I am linked to the Arcade of Descendants. I can appear wherever you may be. But I am incomplete. At present, only you, Descendant, can see or hear me. I need you to help me fully restore my system. Only then can I help humanity.
Ah, there you are. I'm Marcus from the Investigative Corps. I have orders from HQ to escort you, Descendant. This way, please.
Alright then. So here we are. Alright, so this is our little our little mini base in the region. You will always essentially spawn inside of one of these enclosed areas. Because, once we get outside of this area, all bets are off. Now, fun fact, yes, I'm pretty sure I have explained it. Up there on the radar, it will show where enemies are. And as you can see, yeah, once we're out of here, there is indeed danger. I kind of want to get rid of these guys. Hello? That was bizarre. Did they just kind of disappeared? Okay, but I have new things behind me. Hi, guys! So yeah, these mass soldiers, these are going to be the main enemy for a while. And they're fairly accurate at this close range. So yeah, the white health bar that is regenerating, those are our shields. Okay, the mass soldiers kind of miss half their shots. That's a little, they're kind of pathetic enemies. But that is kind of how they're meant to be. So yeah, as you can see, when we fire our gun, the ammo will go down, and when we reload, the number beside that, that's how many spare rounds we have for it. However, these white things on the ground will give us more of those. The white ammo are the general rounds. So those will cover our assault rifle that we have. And these are, oh yeah, the Kuiper shards. The Kuiper shards. I think they're supposed to be pronounced Kuiper. But yeah, those shards you can use to customize and upgrade a lot of your weapons, which you'll be able to do later on. So let's actually start our mission. Hello there, Marcus.
Do you have a question?
A senior in the investigative corps, which searches for and tracks the Ironhearts. Okay then. So, situation in Kingston.
Thank you for all your hard work during the operation to retrieve the Ironheart. The results of that operation were disappointing, but we'll keep looking for other ruins. The investigative corps will always support the Descendants. Speaking of which, we heard you're heading to the Ancestors facility in this area. The facility was once used as a research center by the Magisters, before it was abandoned. I never thought we'd be going back there again. It's been deserted for a long time. Anyway, let me take you to the facility. Sit tight. Security Corps, this is Lieutenant Marcus from the Investigative Corps. We have orders from HQ to open the gate to the Ancestors facility. Security Corps, do you copy? This is Lieutenant Marcus from the Investigative Corps. What's going on?
Support! This is Security Corps. We're under attack from the Vulgus. We need support!
Security Corps, respond! Security Corps! Damn it! Descendant, looks like the Vulgus have arrived. Comms are already down. Use the emergency communicator to contact HQ while I try to get a handle on the situation.
Alright then, so that will be our first real mission. I mean, we could have told you the Vulgus were here. I'm just saying, we just fought some of those mass soldiers outside. That you could have... You certainly could have... Yeah, you could have seen that from here. I was just down there fighting them. You could have seen that. That makes no logical sense. Now, before we get knee-deep into the situation, we have support droids here. So, if you're low on any type of ammo, then you can usually reload them here. Of course, it couldn't give me any of what are these purple rounds again? The high power rounds. Yeah, it couldn't give me any of those. Like I say, the high power rounds are definitely the rarest. You gave me some of the green impact rounds. I saw that happen. But no high-powered ones. So yes, these little, I'm not sure what to call these. The thingamajigs. The bright thingamajigs. These are where you actually start the missions. So this is a normal mission, the Field Communications Center. It says composite. Oh, okay. So it will actually show you the estimated playtime of the mission. In this case, it's 2 minutes or less. Okay. Not really my flavor of mission, I should say. And it will also show you the type of enemy. So, most of the default Vulgus units are Legion of Darkness. So, the reason why it specifies that is because you can actually get certain upgrades for your weapons that increase your damage against these specific different types of Vulgus units. So, yeah, that is why they specify that. It'll also show you your main rewards. So this one will give 4,000 coins, 1,000 XP, and also 100, Mastery rank points. Now, Mastery rank is sort of this XP that isn't your XP. What it is essentially a completion rating for the game, and you do it by basically doing new things. Just doing anything that you haven't done before will increase the Mastery rank, including getting proficiencies on different weapons. So it can be a very good thing to get all of the weapons leveled up a decent bit. Now, I'll talk more about Mastery rank probably in a later episode. This one's already feeling a bit long-winded. We're just now starting the mission.
Signals are being detected from inside the communication center.
Alright then. So, yes, down on the right stick to get battle information. So, yep, we can see that there are 4 enemies down there. Let me just get rid of them before they can even see me. I mean, that's 2 of them. There's another one. Oh, even a body shot will get rid of you.
Quickly, destroy their comms. These bastards. This doesn't feel like a simple raid. They seem to be after this place.
Alright then, more ammo. Oh yeah, and watch out for these. These are gas tanks. When you shoot them, they explode. Now, usually in most games it would be a funny strategy to shoot these while enemies are nearby. Oh, let me tell you why that's not actually the greatest strategy. Most enemies will survive it quite easily, and it will always do more damage to you than it will deal damage to the enemy. So, the gas tanks, they're a waste of time. Don't even just shoot them so they're not a risk to you. This is a assault rifle feeling type situation. I don't know about you. Actually, let's try the shotgun. I never gave you a fair shake. Yeah, you have 5 rounds. Oh my god. Okay. So if I shoot from like here. Oh, okay, cool. So I need to be performing a colonoscopy on the enemy for them to actually die. You can't even kill multiple in one shot? That sucks. Okay. And that takes the high-powered rounds. Why would I not just use a sniper rifle then? That felt like a complete waste.
A descendant has arrived. A perfect trophy for Lord Carell. This is Commander Greg. Deploy the assault ship. Eliminate the descendant.
Alright then. So yes, that will be our adversary for this region. Greg. Greg sucks. You don't want to mess around with Greg too much. Greg is an a-hole. Okay then. So now we need to go up here. If you're ever confused about where you need to go for your mission, just follow the cyan marker. Cyan. I like cyan. Not enough love for cyan, you know. Okay. So that is an enemy drop ship. 2 of them. So anytime you see those, you can know that they've probably spawned a couple of enemies near them. There we go. Just pick them off. Hey, I believe in camping. I always play cacti in Garden Warfare 2. You better believe I will camp up here till the end of time.
All networks within Kingston are
And hey,
currently
that
down.
completed the mission.
The emergency communicator has also been taken out. This is the first time they've launched such a large-scale attack. You must reactivate the communications repeater and secure the emergency communicator before it's too late.
Alright then. So, we'll need to go down there to the purple marker to actually pick up our next mission. We have other enemies though. Okay. Hold on, my aim is bad as his. There we go. I always use sniper weapons in games if I can, but something tells me, like, my hands never feel built for it. Okay, so we can press our triple line button to open our inventory, and we should probably do that, because we just got some good stuff. So, select a weapon slot to swap weapons. A weapon affects damage when fired. Well, I assumed so. Choose a reactor slot and replace the reactor. The reactor affects skill damage. Equip one that matches your descendant's talents. Okay. So, anytime there's a red exclamation point on something, it means we got a new thing. So, oh yeah, these are the module menu. I think I'll just do that next episode, because, oh, modules are their own thing. But did we get any new weapons? Yes. Oh, we got an ominous hound. Okay. Wait, that's an ominous hound. This is just a level 2 ominous hound. That's completely better than what we have. Sure. So you grab it, hold it, put it over there. Now we have a level 2 ominous hound. So it has more damage. Now, just so you know, while the damage for a weapon will go up over time as you get higher level versions of it, you notice the rounds per magazine and the fire rate stays the exact same. It's only really the damage itself that goes up. Alright, so what is this other thingamajig? A red eye. Okay, so these use the special rounds. This is another tactical rifle. Oh, that's... Okay, yeah, tactical rifle. I thought it counted as the same thing as this. Okay, so the white flashing on the screen. We need to address that, because that means you're getting shot. Because yes, it is an online game, even when you're in a supposedly private space. So that means that enemies will spawn on top of you sometimes. I mean, thank you for 800 gold. That feels very generous, all things considered. Okay, so I grabbed some of the purple rounds. I grabbed the purple rounds and it gave me 2 bullets, I'm pretty sure. That just sucks. Okay, so we were talking about, yes, weapons. So, yeah, these tactical rifles, they actually use the special rounds. And they are, in my experience, way easier to find than high power rounds. So a part of me just wants to use it for the fact that I'm actually going to be getting the correct ammo for it, which I am just never going to get from the gangster. So, red eye. Never used this thing before in any fashion. So, decent firearm attack. I mean, 48 rounds per magazine isn't bad. And a fire rate of 514. Okay. So, is it actually any fun to use? That is the question. So, you use special rounds. And that was special rounds. And see, that gave me 48 of the things. You can see the problem with the I always forget what they're called. The purple bullet weapons. So how do you actually fire? Oh, okay. So I think that's how it is for a lot of tactical rifles then. Because I've used another one that is also a 3-round burst. Your zoom isn't bad. Your recoil is really nothing to worry about. Okay. So that's fun. New toy. Very happy. So, next mission, Urban District. Now the monster level is gonna be 2, so they're gonna be a level above us. We better watch out for this one. So then, let's go ahead and do it. Whoa, hello.
They'll be attacking from all sides using their assault ship.
Yes, they are.
Proceed with caution.
Hi, everybody. Hey, now I'm level 2. Okay. I actually fought extra enemies. You're supposed to be level 2 by the time you get to this mission. That didn't happen for me. Oh, maybe because the friend I have who's using his account, he had the XP boost that you got, or were supposed to get.
What's going on? Is Kingston being invaded?
Yes, it is,
You're here,
buddy.
buddy. Good. Kingston's entire network has been knocked out by the Vulgus attack.
What? How are we going to communicate? You guys can't use these seams.
We can manage short-distance communications, but not long-distance. We need the emergency communicator back online.
Ah, so that's why HQ has been so quiet. I'll check on the other outpost. Where am I going?
Go to the base near the theater ruins.
You got it. Headed there now.
Okay then. So yeah, that is a tad few enemies. Whoa! Hello, Solus. Oh, they don't do as much damage as I thought. Hit me again. That's not as much damage as I thought. I am now down to hit points. So as I said, hit points won't actually regenerate. You see there's a little sliver of my health bar gone. And it's not going to come back until I grab the red QB things. Hi! You're a bit rude. Get out of my face. I need red QB thing. Let me have red QB thing. No, it's my red cube. You can't have it. Mine. So now we run up to this, and as you can see, it restored our one whole hit point. Oh, I was so injured. Okay then, so we got a fire rate up. So those are the different modules we're grabbing. But I kinda, I kinda want to leave the episode, being somewhat exciting. I've already spent half the thing just talking about, the menus and stuff. Okay. Hi! Can you just calm down for a moment? There we go. I got some Omnis Hound proficiency. Okay. Don't just teleport on me like that. I swear you were in one location 1 second, and then the next you were just in an entirely new spot. That can't be fair. That's not legal. Oh yeah, resource boxes. So generally you want to punch resource boxes, because they will actually give you, well, resources, those Monard shards. See, later on, you can actually craft your own weapons, and you'll need a lot of resources like that to actually unlock some of the characters later on. And also this munition, yeah, you need to get to a very specific spot to interact with them, but once you do, then they also give resources, like 144 Repton. Or is it pronounced Repton? I don't care. It looks like Repton, I'm gonna pronounce it Repton. Okay, more enemies. Yeah, the masked soldiers miss you half the time. That's so pathetic. Hello there, Solus. Ooh, got a new gun. Ooh, it's a higher level Nightmare Hound, isn't it? Hello there, level 1 Nightmare Hound. I think you should be prepared to be replaced by a level 2. There we go. And you don't really have to worry too much. If there's a particular weapon that you like a lot, then any future area you go to, while it may not drop a lot of them, will keep dropping higher level variants of the weapons that you like. So if you really like Red Eyes and Nightmare Hounds, or even if you like gangsters, that's such a weird sentence. Yeah, if you like gangsters, you'll get higher level gangsters. They're just maybe not so common later on. Okay, I am trying to be educational, helpful, kind, caring, and you're shooting me in the back. It's rude and unprofessional of you. Okay, you dropped a new thing though. Oh, level 2 Red Eye. I think the current Red Eye I have is already level 2. But, you know what? Sure. So we need to actually be going this direction. Although I will not say no to
All gates have
munitions.
been blocked. And it looks like we've lost all our soldiers.
Damn it. Vulgus bastards.
I'll try to go around.
Ooh, hi everyone.
I'll leave you to it. We'll join you once the communications repeater has been reactivated.
Okay then. Hey everyone. Oh, yep, they're gonna bring the party to me. Okay. You're spreading yourselves out very nicely. So I'm confused on which one to shoot, and so I shoot the oxygen in between them. I'm killing innocent oxygen out here. I feel terrible. Hello, Vulgus followers. So yeah, these are sort of the main enemy that they have in this region. They have higher health, but they tend to have the same accuracy issues of the mass soldiers. Like, he missed, like, 6 out of the 7 shots just then. So they don't seem to have a good hit rate. Ooh. Check Descendant modules. Okay, I'm gonna do this next episode. Set the Descendant modules in your inventory. Equipping modules can improve the Descendant's skill and defense stats. So, yes, these modules will be very important. Set the modules on your weapons module screen. Equipping modules can improve the performance of your weapon. Yes, they massively improve the performance of them. Check the tooltip of your weapons in your inventory. You can press Y for the module settings screen from the tooltip. Setting modules can improve the performance of each Descendant and weapon. Yes, but I'll be doing that next episode because it's a lot to take in all at once. There's definitely a lot of interesting mechanics in this game, and a lot of them interact very weirdly with each other. Alright, so this one is going to be a defense mission, and this one's level 3. Okay, you know what? Sure, just throw whatever level of garbage at me that you want. Hello? Okay, more enemies. Hey, maybe these will get me to level 3. Hey there, guys. Okay, what do you know? And I got a... Oh yeah, I got my overclock. Okay, so yeah, we do need to re-unlock our abilities. In the tutorial mission, they unlocked them for a little bit so that we could kind of test them out and get a taste of what's coming on up. Did you guys drop anything cool? General rounds. I didn't lose anything fighting them, but I didn't precisely gain anything. Now, fun fact, with the grappling hook, you can actually just use it on the ground. So sometimes you can use that to go a little bit faster if you're super impatient. So yes, this is going to be a defense mission. So what's going to happen is we're going to need to go into that building, and there's going to be a very squishy communications thing that we will need to keep alive for this mission.
Find the communications repeater in this building. Once it's reactivated, we can use the last of the remaining communicators.
Alright then. Now, another thing. Mission attempt available 5. The little text surrounded in blue. Yeah, that means that is essentially the limit of how many times you can die in the mission. So you do have some leeway. If you die, that's not the immediate end of it. However, this mission has a very particular objective to it. The communications repeater that we'll need to defend. If the communications repeater dies, you fail the mission instantly. Now, you can retry it, but just so you know, it's better to die than actually let the repeater be destroyed, because the repeater doesn't have lives. Alright, so up the stairs. I just grappled up to it, but hey, that's where the quest marker said. Hello there, repeater. We're gonna have to get very comfortable with this thing. We have 2 minutes when we need to keep this alive. Okay then. So you bin him off straight away. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have 2 different areas essentially. Hello, weapon. And ableism will go over you later. So we're gonna have these 2 different areas where they're gonna be coming. A lot of them will be jumping up because they spawn down there. And a good majority of them will be coming from the side because, you know, it's very hard to see them from the side. Why wouldn't they spawn there? Whoa. Oh, you're a Yeah, exploding enemy. Yeah, you need to watch out for those. Hello, follower sniper. Sniper enemy, in case you couldn't tell. Okay, mass soldiers. A Solus. The Solus will always march straight for the repeater, so keep that in mind. Often a good idea to kill them. So those red exclamation points, that is essentially saying, yep, an exploding enemy. The Ember Bombs.
We take him out, the rest will give up and retreat.
Okay, so yeah, enemy commander in the area. So, when they say the rest will give up and retreat if he dies, they do really mean that. So if we actually kill the enemy down there, wherever he is, then the other enemies will straight up just despawn. There you are. You are a Vulgus Grenadier. So, yeah, Grenadiers, they will actually use toss-type weapons on you. I might die. Yeah, it's a possibility. Okay, I'm gonna have to... No, guys, I need some health regen. Unless you're gonna drop health orbs, like that. I'm not interested. Okay, we need to get to the repeater right now. Okay, so we've survived for the 2 minutes. So the repeater is now inexplicably indestructible. But we'll still need to kill the elite grenadier for the mission to end. So essentially, they do have their normal guns that they use. They do pretty high damage, but the bullets are slow. Like, well after they're fired, you have a chance to dodge them. But they throw those explodey bombs, and they will actually stick to you if they hit. So be very careful. Now, I have exploding bombs too. They're bigger. Although you have way more of them. There is no cooldown you have to deal with on that.
The communications repeater has been restarted.
Okay then. Wow, you dropped a lot of stuff. Organic biogel. Yum. Alright, down there we go. Now they want us to head outside. Understood. But that is mission complete. That's a lot of gold, a lot of, yeah, a lot of things. Okay. So, this next mission is actually the last one of the area. Now, when you've completed a mission, you can actually see its results for just a little while. So there, we can see a lot of what we gained, the different loot we got. Oh, all these modules. Oh, all the modules. Organic biogel. Yeah, research material. You will get a lot of organic biogel if you ever need to farm this. Like, get a lot of it for a particular thing you need. Just to replay missions that have elite enemies like that elite Vulgus Grenadier, they always seem to drop from them. And also we can see a lot of the proficiency gains that we've gotten. So, very happy with that. And, of course, the increase to our mastery rank and our normal level. So, yeah, and what are these things? Oh, that's Repton. Okay. I've never seen the actual icon of Repton before. Okay. More enemies over here. Just so you know, enemies that are patrolling like this will stay when you start the actual mission. So, it's a very good idea to get rid of them before you start the mission, because they will stick around and join the enemies of the mission.
Descendants, they're aiming for the emergency communicator. You have to hurry.
Okay then. Hurry we are. We is hurrying. Okay. There we go. You are just bullet sponges, aren't you? That's all you're doing. They're barely even shooting that much, is the thing. Okay, okay. Stop with the bullet things. Stop shooting. Yeah, send more Solus at me. They never get anything done. Okay, I'm shooting the floor. Maybe hitting the actual enemies? That'll be a good strategy. Could get something done. Well, he did not want to go down. This seems like a snipeable situation. Yeah, very snipeable. Okay. Could you stand still a little bit? I've got dirt in my eyes. That's my excuse. Let's get rid of you. A headshot, maybe? Yeah, there. That actually gets something done. That gets us places. These guys, their heads are so tiny that's a little hard to hit them. Okay, you're soulless. Hold up. Hold up. Assault rifle time. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, here our objective is to just eliminate enemies in the quote-unquote surveillance zone. So when they say surveillance zone, they just mean the area of the mission. Okay, so up we go. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna get a lot of soulless spawn once we head up here. So, I have my grenade ready. Okay, that's the first group. Didn't kill as many of them as I hoped. Oddly, I feel like I did more with the assault rifle than my actual grenade ability. I did not want to grapple over to them. There, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to melee attack the air. I was trying to hit them. I did not end up hitting them. They still died, but, you know, not efficiently. Alright, activate this thingamajig. Hey there. 1-16, apparently.
Okay, Descendant, you should join Bunny at the theater outpost.
Okay, so when we get here,
With the emergency communicator.
once we get into that spot,
Vulgus signals are spiking.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of enemies.
Closer, Descendant. But my work here is already complete.
Okay then, so we're gonna get, yeah, a lot of soulless. We're gonna need to do bouncing around with this fight. Oh, back up, back up, back up. Okay then. More enemies there, okay. The soulless attack speed is not fast enough in my opinion. Like, they get to you, sure, but then their melee attack isn't actually fast enough to hit you. I'm just backpedaling. I'm not even, like, running from them or anything. But, oh my god, their attack speed is so slow, and I thought the gangster fired slow. Okay then, so yep, that's gonna be another enemy dropship. Hey everybody. Ooh, a Vulgus War Slave. So these are essentially soulless, but they actually do something. Yeah, their hitbox is bigger, but they actually have some okay-ish damage, and if nothing else, they're always good damage spawns.
We've received a sitrep from Kingston. How the hell did this happen? Do my staff still think this is all a coincidence?
What exactly do you mean by that, Alpha?
Things went south as soon as the guide arrived in Kingston. And not only that, but it seems the Vulgus are after the same target as we are.
Alpha, that's probably because the enemy has the Iron Heart. I don't think it has anything to do with the guide. We'll have answers once we investigate the Ancestors' facility.
It's too late for that. The Vulgus have surrounded the facility. Descendant, we need you to retake the base seized by the enemy. HQ will review the direction of the operation in the meantime. Over and out.
Alright then. So, now, we actually have the next section of this region available. So, this little point is now open, so we can use this gate, and it moves us to Fallen Theater. Of course, once we actually get the next section unlocked, we can also just use the outpost to get there. So, we will have to come here, talk to Bunny, get the area cleared out and the base retaken, get to the Ancestors Research Facility. But I think that's going to be a thing for next episode. And during that next episode, I promise I will talk about the modules, because, oh my, is there a lot to talk about with the modules. But until then, if you want to see more of the First Descendant, then remember, if you haven't been here before, which is quite likely, then this channel is a bit like a democracy. You vote by hitting that subscribe button. So do your civic duty, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.